This is the WWE NXT October 14, 2025 full show results video, which takes place at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Vic Joseph and Booker T welcome everyone as NXT champion Ricky Saints enters the ring. Saints says Showdown proved that when the odds are against him, he fights back, unlike Trick Williams, who folds under pressure. He calls Trick delusional and challenges him to prove him wrong by facing him for the NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc. Trick interrupts, saying Ricky is just jealous because he's always been in the spotlight and looks better doing it. Trick mocks Ricky for wanting to put the title on the line and says he'll do it on his own time. Ricky fires back, saying Trick is talking crazy and that he didn't expect him to confront him face to face, declaring that he's Ricky Saints and ready to settle things. Backstage, Yvonne Evans and Leon Slater discuss how Dark State ruined their Bound for Glory match, with Evans saying he would have been champion. The Hardys arrive, agreeing that Dark State is targeting everyone. Matt says they'll get payback at Halloween Havoc. Evans and Leon thank them and promise to have their backs. NXT anonymous footage shows Jordynne Grace confronting Kalani Jordan backstage. Kalani accuses Grace of not calling their match fairly, while Grace reminds her that she paved the way and made it possible for Kalani to become champion in TNA. Then we saw a match between Josh Briggs versus Matt Cardona. The match begins with Matt Cardona attacking Josh with forearms and kicks, but Josh counters with elbows and strikes. Matt gains momentum with a missile dropkick, pescado, and the woo-woo boot. Josh fights back with a crossbody, backbreaker, and choke slam, earning near falls. Cardona hits an Unprettier and radio silence, but Josh narrowly kicks out. Josh attempts to use a chain, but the referee intervenes. After trading reversals, Josh delivers a powerbomb and goes for a splash, only to be met with Matt's knees. As Matt tries a tornado DDT, Josh counters and lands a running knee strike for the victory. Backstage, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger discuss challenging the tag champions after Halloween Havoc with Chase. Lyra Valkyria looks for Tatum Paxley, who appears with Izzy Dame, Shawn Spears, and Nico Vance. Izzy claims Hank, Tank, and Chase don't deserve it, declaring Nico and Shawn ready. Tank proposes a triple threat match, while Izzy vows to win the Battle Royal with Tatum supporting her. Backstage, Fallon Henley and JC Jane discuss forming Fatal Influence to dominate the women's division. They say that despite issues, nothing stopped them and that their biggest problem was the one they brought in, who had to be removed. They praise the member who showed loyalty by doing so. Lainey Reed says she's inspired by them and embraces their win-at-all-costs mindset. JC then officially welcomes Lainey to Fatal Influence. The next match happened between El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Lexis King. The match begins with King applying a wrist lock and taking Wagner down, but Wagner counters with arm drags and a La Magistral for a near fall. Both trade technical holds and strikes before Wagner gains control with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and moonsault attempt. King targets Wagner's leg, slamming it into the steps and applying an Indian deathlock. Wagner fights back with punches, clotheslines, and a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. King hits a super kick and a dragon screw but misses a swanton. Wagner capitalizes, delivering a Shining Wizard followed by a Michinoku driver to secure the hard-fought victory. After the match, Wagner calls out Ethan Page, who boasts about being the greatest North American champion and says everyone from AAA, TNA, Raw, and SmackDown wants his spotlight. Page declares Wagner will challenge him at Halloween Havoc. Wagner references Dia de los Muertos, confusing Page, who vows to beat him. Wagner then challenges Page to a Day of the Dead match, declaring it will be an anything goes fight, setting the stage for a brutal Halloween Havoc showdown between the two rivals. Backstage, Zaria shows off her new lipstick and questions Sol Ruca for wearing ring gear. Sol explains there's a battle royal for a title shot, but Zarya insists she'll win on her own. Backstage, Santino Marella and Ava talk with Leon Slater and Yvonne Evans about potential tag matches at Halloween Havoc. Channing Lorenzo interrupts, mocking Leon's title reign. Santino mentions his future son-in-law's title match before chaos erupts, showing Trick standing over a fallen Ricky Saints. Then we saw a match between Blake Monroe versus Zaria. The match begins with Blake trying to taunt Zarya, but Zarya quickly takes control with a hair toss and poses. The two trade locks, strikes, dropkicks, and slams, with Zarya blocking several of Blake's signature moves. Both competitors fight to the floor, exchanging punches and forearms on the apron. Blake targets Zarya with a sleeper hold and strikes, while Zarya counters with clotheslines, a bicycle kick, and a spear. Blake gains the upper hand with a chair, but Sol Ruca intervenes, taking it away. In the climax, Zarya lifts Blake onto her shoulders, but Blake uses an object to hit Zarya in the throat and follows with a DDT, securing a hard-fought victory. We then see Ava announce a men's speed tournament starting next week, where Axiom will face Sean Legacy, and Zachary Wentz will face Jasper Troy. The winner of the tournament will face El Grande Americano. Then we saw a triple threat tag team match between Hank and Tank versus Chase U versus The Culling. The triple threat tag team match starts with fast-paced roll-ups between Nico, Uriah, and Tank, exchanging near falls. Super kicks and high-impact moves follow as Tank knees Uriah, Spears hits a codebreaker, and Hank slams Spears with a black hole slam. Tank and Hank execute a Malachi crunch on Nico and Spears, while Uriah and Kale hit suicide dives. Nico fights back with punches, slams, and a headbutt, attempting a superplex. Tank tags in, and Nico is slammed over the top rope. The match continues with neckbreakers and frog splashes from all teams, but chaos ensues, ending the contest in a no contest. After the match, Lucian Price and Bronco Nima make their way out and pursue all three teams, continuing their attack. Zarya emerges from the trainer's room, and Sol Ruca thanks her for defending her, admitting Blake was right about her being greedy. Sol gives Zarya her spot in the Battle Royal, declaring they'll win the tag titles, and it's time for Zarya to pursue gold. Ricky Saints searches for Trick Williams, but Ava says he's gone, prompting Ricky to abuse Trick. Ava reveals the contract signing for their Halloween Havoc match will be next week. We then see the Hardys down in the back, and Dark State stands over them. Sugars then says no one is safe until they get their titles back. In the main event of the show, we saw a WWE NXT Women's Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal. The WWE NXT Women's Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal starts with multiple pairings, as Lash targets Tatum Paxley while others clash across the ring. Early eliminations include Carmen, Lay, Cassie, and Zaya, with high-impact moves like forearms, chops, dropkicks, and slams creating chaos. Key moments see Zarya saving Sol Ruca, Thea executing Kimuras and crossbodies, and competitors narrowly avoiding elimination. Blake Monroe attacks Sol, prompting Zarya to self-eliminate to protect her. As the match progresses, Jordan, Lola, Jessie, and Grace are eliminated through clever counters and high-risk maneuvers. The final four, Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, Kendall Gray, and Jordan Grace exchange suplexes, forearms, codebreakers, and clotheslines. Gray eliminates Izzy with a DDT, but Tatum capitalizes by holding Grace in the ropes, leading to Grace's elimination. Tatum Paxley emerges victorious, earning the status of #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship, setting up her next title opportunity. After the Battle Royal, JC Jane appears with Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed for a tense stare-down. Lyra celebrates with Tatum, while Izzy Dane looks displeased as the show concludes. How would you rate this week's NXT show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching the video.